Austria, in the end, getting across the line with a 3-2 victory. Let me ask you this first. Is this result a surprise?
No, I wasn't surprised, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I saw Austria playing against France, and they were so fit. And even Arnautovic came out, and because he still speaks Dutch because he played in Holland before, he said, look, when we are very energetic, we are very fit. And so when a player says that to you, because I know before the tournament, if you don't have the ability like a France or like a Germany or like, a Portuguese side, then you need something else. And they are bringing something else. Their fitness is at a high level. What did Holland do? They're going to compete in making it be a test on that level. Competing with a side, a country like that, and going up and down with them, you don't do that. You don't spread the game wide open and try to attack them like that. And then, for me, you understand, they started off wrong, okay, the own goal, we know that situation, but then it's a bit like, maybe we know him from playing at Man U, but then the way he played that game, I saw him flicking balls up, taking his time, running the clock down. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a game that they're going to play the game exactly how they wanted it. They wanted Holland to think like, let's go. We go against each other and we're going to break you down.
So who's getting the blame, Mary? Can you offer up an excuse? Obviously, your midfield's been decimated by injuries. Do you blame the fact that obviously you haven't got those players available? Is Ronald Koeman getting stick? Or it just isn't that talent level there that we expect with Holland?
We had a little situation with a guy like, Furman, he played the game, and there was a sad moment because he took him off after, 20-something minutes? He took him off, and normally he's the guy with great passes and everything. And he was very emotional when he took him down. Why? Because he didn't look like himself. Even Koeman came on TV, he said, I don't know what happened to him. So that was one of the keys. So there's already one man less. And then after the game, you see, some of the players go back to their family. It's almost like, when you get a hit, and then you try to comfort yourself and being around them. I understand that, but sometimes, moments like this, just think about the game sometimes. And then Schouten, he was like, those two played together at PSV. They won the league. But playing for your country and competing with the people at the highest level is a different show. Schouten was, I have never seen a player that tired. He was incredible tired. The guy was like literally the last couple of minutes. I looked at him and I was like, what's going on with him? He was walking in the box. He was so tired. I looked at him and I was like, nah, this is not normal. You cannot play the game like that. So some of the players in the national team of Holland, I feel like, when it really comes down, and I felt like at the World Cup, we had the situation with Argentina, I always said, when men need to turn up, sometimes they have to be careful because you cannot play like nice boys. You gotta play sometimes like bad boys. And sometimes we don't always have that in us because we want to play the beautiful football. But the beautiful football sometimes also need the other side. And the other side sometimes, you need to man up and be tough sometimes. And I felt today, we couldn't show that because they showed it to us.
You don't want to face Austria, do you, in this tournament?
No, they're like a wee tank, like a wee truck that just keeps going forward. And no matter what you do, they don't go backwards.
Yeah.
And you can't knock them over.
It's like you when you see Shepherd's Pie.
Exactly.
That's it.
Pretty much the same. Pretty much. I'm just batting away. You can't knock me down out the way. You can't stop me going that way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so no, they're probably the dark horses of this knockout stage. You know what you're up against, but sometimes, even though you know what you're up against, sometimes you can't stop it. So that's where the Austrians are.
Could be Netherlands against England. Oh, sorry, Frank.
No, the thing is, for me, because of that third or four of the third in the group stages are qualified, you start to make calculation, and I saw the Netherlands not being desperate to draw against France, which is a good result, but not going for it, thinking that a draw would be maybe enough for the third game to keep the second spot, and in fact it wasn't. And they were, today, as I said before, they weren't acting. They were reacting in everything. They started the game very slow. They conceded the goal very, very early. And then they didn't react. And we saw Austria conducted or dictating the game most of the time. And it's only when Gakpo equalized that we saw the Netherlands waking up. And for me, it's because of that system that you don't need to rush anything. You just have to calculate a little bit, and if you're not too bad, you're going to go through. So I think that competition is going to start for the next round, really, because so far I didn't see something special from the contenders or the so-called better team. I saw mostly bigger performances from Austria and so many others that I say Turkey against Georgia, that was great. I mean, there are teams that I like more than the contenders, because the contenders show nothing because they calculate.
I thought Austria playing with house money, and when you're a smaller nation, a tournament such as this, and the expectation isn't kind of something you're bringing with you, it's kind of freeing. And let's be honest, I know I'm not alone here. Gakpo scores, and you think, oh, that's it. Here come the Dutch. That was nice. Was nice, Austria. 10 minutes later, Schmidt scores. And then Depay scores, and I thought, oh, wow, that was good. Plucky Austria. That's the end. The Dutch are going to run away with this. 5 minutes later, Sabitzer scores. And at that point, at the points that Holland get their goals, there's probably only 11 players on the planet who thinks that this game is anything but over, and they were all wearing the white of Austria. So credit to them. To earlier question, England against the Netherlands. I mean, on paper, that's a fantastic tie.
Yes, in practice.
On practice, given what we've seen so far. Given what we've seen so far.
My God.
It really is. It really is just like...
We will know by this time. It's all up in the air. We will know by this time tomorrow exactly who will be facing who in the round of 16.